Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Beyond Good and Evil. So, if you remember last time, we just... Hey, don't interrupt me like that. Anyway, last time we just ended an alien invasion and upgraded our hovercraft.
See ya next time at Mamago.
So we are pretty much all set to go check out the factory, which is over there. It's actually behind the main city of Hillis there. And there's two ways to get there. One is going straight through town, and the other is heading this way. You may remember we tried this earlier and were stopped by one of the Alpha Section patrol ships, but we have this! Screw you, thing in the sky.
Thank you for your cooperation.
You are welcome. As you can see up ahead, there's lots of boxes.
Another cargo shipment lost.
These boxes are clearly from a cargo ship, as Jade just said, and we can blow them up and get a bunch of free materia. Also, over here in that little cavern is one of the looters' caves. We are going to do those later, not right now. We have enough stuff to do with the factory. We're not going to overload this video for no reason. Plus, I'm sure we'll need something to do in one of the downtime videos later. Anyway, we are pretty much good, so we're heading off to the factory. There is another Alpha Section patrol ship on the other end of this canal, and we can explode it if we get lucky. Oh,
For
didn't get
your
lucky.
safety, please leave the area. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you for your cooperation. Anywho, the factory is actually all the way over here. You kind of need to head to the entrance of the city, and you'll see this big-ass mother effing pipe. That pipe leads to the factory.
Okay, it's filed. Good luck for the rest.
Well, I'll be. They'd even blocked off this passage. You used to be able to get to the factory direct.
You still can, Paige. You just have to blow shit up. So here we are in the inner workings of the factory. As you can see, there's some Borax and other assorted monsters flying around up there. And we're going to have to deal with those in a second, so we'll just hop on up.
Vorax. We're seeing more and more of them these days.
Could have sworn I got that earlier. Maybe I messed something up with my recording. Yeah, whatever. It's gotten now.
Get off me, stupid, whatever you are!
I love that he uses such a generic phrase there, just in case, you know, one of 80 million things is grabbing him. This is one of those special barcodes that we can snap a picture of and send to the governor to unlock doors.
Yes, it's the code that we deciphered a couple of days ago. I'll send it to you.
And we check our messages.
Are you there yet, Shawnee? Don't forget that the governor can help if you're having problems getting through a military door with a code. Just send her a picture of the cryptid signal.
It's totally what I'm trying to do. There we go.
If he hasn't changed it, it's still that. Good luck!
I love how far off the VO can be from the text sometimes. For example, right there she said, if he hasn't changed it, and I don't know who he would be. We haven't really established a main villain or anything like that, aside from General Kex or whatever, but he's not really, I wouldn't say he's established. And we're in, but before we go, let's talk to Paige. Don't think I was supposed to have that conversation here.
No problem.
Alright, let's give her a push.
Okay, we're gonna have to keep on our toes now, Jade.
Don't worry, Uncle Page. We'll just take some pictures and get home.
Perfect. I'll add it to the list.
These giant rats are actually a little bit of a pain in the ass. They will, in fact, hurt you. And, well, I guess you can always kick them and get some free materia. But,
Shawnee, I've located the probable positions of the Alpha's activities. I've added them to your map for you to look at. Send us the pictures.
Oh, well, sweet. Anyway, yeah, you want to kill the rats because they get really annoying. And that was not how to get to the map. That is... Oh, that's not helpful. Yeah, we're going to have to find a real map. This way is pretty much blocked off to us, so we're going to have to head this way. And kick some rats.
Hang on, Jade! I'm coming!
I was just out of spite. I didn't even need to bother with him. Anyway, so this gate is actually stopping our progress.
How's it coming, Jade?
But with Paige's help, we can actually just push this crate along. Pretty much to the only place you can, in fact, push it.
Ugh, stuck.
Because once you get forward, it gets stuck. Then pretty much you've only got one direction.
Okay,
Straight to the gate.
let's get at it. You're gonna go and make me wear out my jet boots, Jade.
The latest style in transportation.
That's not all, Jade. That's not all. Ha! So much for their fancy security system. A Reaper? They're sicking a Reaper on us. Looks like he's on the prowl. He must keep an eye on the ducks. It's getting too risky, Jade. We're needed back at the lighthouse. Let's stop while we still can.
If the Iris Network is telling the truth, then this is where we're needed most.
So, welcome to the first central hub we'll have here in the factory. As you can see up there, we have some low-level biological stuff coming from these boxes. Strange gases, and of course, our wonderful electronic gates. Hi, Paige. So, the motor's out of service, and... Oh, that's a rat. Motor's out of service. We got a cable that looks like it's all broken over here. And a couple other problems. So we're going to have to fix this elevator up. Thankfully, there are a couple doors we can head through. In fact, there's two. And the first one we're going into is the laboratory.
Service.
Whoops, I got cut off Paige. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to hand over one of my PA-1s to Paige. You may remember that last video at Mama Goes, he was mentioning that he needs a PA-1, otherwise he's going to be a burden to us. Sorry, this is a little bit annoying to do. You need to go into your SAC, pick the PA-1, and then drop it on his character profile. That will actually hand him over one of your PA-1s. So now he's a tiny bit more resilient and should be that much more useful to us in a fight if I healed him. Alright, let's check out the service elevator.
They're coming from everywhere.
Oh god, should not have opened the service elevator. These things are relatively simple and there's no need to take pictures of them because they are in fact a robot. When they're red, they're coming after you to attack. It's generally easier to hit them out of the air than it is to find them when they're swarming around on the ground. Also, pay attention to the symbol on the top of them. That actually becomes an important fact later on. It's only barely referenced in the art here, but later it'll be important.
No need to thank me. Your sunny smile is thanks enough.
Yeah, I'll give you a sunny smile.
Yep, not a threat. Anyway, the service elevator is now open for business once we collect all the moolah. Unfortunately, Paige can't join us. Instead, we have to have him to push the button, and up we go.
Where you going?
Gonna take a look over there.
Okie doke. Looks like I'm stuck here. Be careful!
Nothing to worry about.
Oh shit, something to worry about. So these are defense drones. What you want to do with these guys is hit them as fast as you can, because then their laser beam will point upwards and won't hurt you. Then you could knock them into gates. You know, take them down. Huh. That guy's potatoey face looks awfully familiar. First though, let's just take a picture of him and publish it for our personal gain.
Got it, Shawnee. That's the first proof. The governor will surely accept to give you the code.
Now, as you can see, we do the publish thing, but we get rewarded with governor code unlocks, like this one.
Neutrapil's factory. Secured locker. We should be able to find the code. I'll be in touch. It should work. Be careful.
Oh, what do we have here?
Good work.
The gyro disc launcher is our first ranged weapon, and it also allows us to solve some puzzles. Plus it changes our look just a tiny bit. So, what we have to do to use the gyro disc is pop into camera mode, and then use the right trigger. We can put someone's eye out as soon as we get it.
You alright?
They turned my brain to jelly.
Are you our contact? Are you Double H?
Not sure.
Does the iris mean anything to you?
Listen here, Miss Thyrus.
Jade. My name is Jade. And I haven't the foggiest how we're gonna get out of here.
For that, I may be of some assistance there.
So you are Double H?
Double H, Triple Z, whatever pleases you, don't ask me. All I know is that in another 10 minutes, I was a goner. I owe you my life.
Hence, you can count on me, Miss Thyrus.
Jade. My name is Jade.
At your service, Miss Jade Thyrus!
Well, that was weird. Anyway, let's grab our pearl. Nice on-the-nose name. Anywho, as you can see, Double H has an action, and why is this message still... Huh. Okay, whatever. Let's push Y. Did not end as anticipated. Did, however, open up a new gateway out, so let's go check it out.
Everything's just fine. I'll find a way out of here!
I don't know why, but for some reason this reminds me of Final Fantasy VII. So this little door is going to loop us all the way back around to the elevator room. And we should be able to head straight through here and back to Paige.
Hang on, Jade! Jet boots attack! Jade, need help!
That sure didn't work. Anyway, as you can see, he's got a giant glowing eye, which means we have to shoot him in the giant glowing eye with the thing we just got. You can just sort of spam him like this if you want to get a lot of hits in. It will come back down with a slam, and you can do the same again, shoot him, then you can hit him a little bit. Basically, this is the pattern. You shoot him, hit him, he then hops on the wall, and you can shoot him again with the gyro discs. Or you can just sort of wait and dodge these lasers. Then when he comes back down, shoot him again and he will block his eye, and then you just punch him in the face some more. Rather, rinse, repeat ad infinitum. Thankfully you can score quite a few hits while he's up there, so it does shorten this fight quite a bit than if you're just dodging things. You can also see how far I've progressed based on the number of lasers he shoots out. At the beginning it's something like 4, and then by the end it's just a butt ton.
Thanks, Jade. I'd have ended up on a silver platter with an apple in my mouth if it wasn't for you.
Shut up. You're making me hungry. I'm gonna regret saving you.
Creepy. By the way, I just remembered I forgot to take a picture, but thankfully you can take a picture of his corpse.
This monster has been extinct for thousands of years.
And now it's extinct again. Oh, we've got mail.
We've received an email from Double H. You found him. That's remarkable. He said you shouldn't worry about him. He'll find his own way back.
Alright, so we freed Double H, we gained a gyro disc launcher, and of course there's a pearl floating down at the bottom of this little abyss. And you know me, I'm very, very willing to backtrack to go pick it up so I don't forget later. That is totally what I'm doing, by golly. By golly. Anywho, what we can do is, in fact, use our hovercraft. Yep, turns out the elevator room is right by the entrance. Also, as an added bonus, while you're down here, you can totally push around his corpse. I wonder if I can make it leave. Come on. Go down the hallway. Ah, crap. Anyway, just a quick detour to get that pearl. Heaven forbid I forget it later. And we're going to head right back to the elevator room and go check out the second of the 2 doors. It's not that thrilling when you say it like that. Ruining my own suspense. Alright, so let's go hit up the second door. Wait, that's the lab. I'm doing this wrong. Alright, let's talk to Paige real quick.
That's where we gotta climb up.
Paige's conversations will elaborate on fixing the elevator a little bit. And it kind of goes through all the little pieces that you sort of have to do to fix it. Then, of course, we have the conversations about the general area or the fact that we found Double H. Alright, so let's head to the second door now, the one I meant to go to the first place, the electrical room. Can you guess what they store in here? Welcome to the electrical closet, where they store their giant arcing bolts of electricity. Basically, we need to walk in between the wires and avoid wonderful shocks of currents.
Maybe this old pig.
Here's the map of this area.
Man, that's what's making contact. Gotta get it pointed in the right direction.
And of course, the only way to get it pointed in the right direction is to shoot it! Shoot it with purple pinky discs. And that looks safe.
Account identification. Okay. Starkos restores 1 heart of a box of K-Bups completely restores your energy. A box of K-Bups completely restores your energy. Starkos restores 1 heart of your energy.
Might as well clear out the vending machine while we're at it. Looks so weird eating those. So, if you recall from earlier, this little triangle thing requires a certain key to press. We do not have said key. Oh, hey. Look at that.
Ah, one special key for Miss Jade. Coming up. Hey, Jade. Fuses ahoy! Just what we need to fix. Just say when, Jade.
It's great, Paige. There's kind of a robot here. Anyway, Paige's boots make short work of him and could just break the electrical fence here.
Got one heck of a way with Guardians.
Parfait.
Whoops, almost left the key behind.
Okay, digitalization terminated.
Alright, so now we have access to any doors / switches with a triangle shape. Holy shit. Them be a lots of robots. So what we can do, as per usual, is use Paige's super ability to allow us to hit them while they're in the air and then knock them on each other. By the way, this song is fantastic, so I'm going to stop talking. Also note, when they do that little red roll, they are in fact invulnerable. So you kind of want to stay away from that because it will hurt. Once you get it down to 1, that trick won't work anymore, so you kind of do have to battle it out.
Oh, makes me sick, having to beat up these little mechanical marvels.
Using this switch turns off the generator and, of course, stops electricity from arcing through these fuses.
C'est bon, it's been digitalized.
There are, in fact, 2 fuses, one here on the front and one all the way around on the back. I'd recommend taking them both. And apparently, everything functions perfectly fine without them in there, so, you know, whatever. Oh, I take it back. Everything doesn't function perfectly fine. I've ruined their electricity garden. But aside from breaking the electricity garden, everything else in the entire factory functions fine. Anyway, let's use Paige's super action here to fix
No problem.
the motor.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Nothing personal, Jade. Even the Vaders have been screwed with. Hang in there, old buddy. Uncle Paige will make it all better.
You think you can fix it?
I'll give it a go, but don't be expecting any miracles. Took one heck of a jolt to look at that cable. Hey, he's still needing his new beater. You didn't forget about that, did you? Yeah.
The fuse. I've got one. It should work.
Well, buddy, I'm thinking you just might be in working order again. As for the piston, did what it could. Just put the thingamajig back into whatchamacallit.
This plays out a little differently if you don't have the fuses. Also, I just want to say, I'll be a monkey's uncle. No offense, Jade is possibly one of the best lines in this game. Just saying. So, we can kill some rats, but more importantly, we can use the gyro disc launcher to knock down this connector. And that's how you get power.
Paige, I found a power source.
Okay. Government inspections, but we'll know soon enough if it works.
No juice.
Looks like it's working, Jade. But it's a real patch job. Not gonna hold long.
If you ask me, we did one heck of a job, partner.
Don't go getting too excited there, Jade. If you ask me, the fat lady hasn't sung yet. Hang on there, little miss. We stick together.
You're right there.
This doesn't look very good.
By the way, Jade, here. This came for you the other day. Better have a look at it.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? It's probably a mission.
Yeah, probably. Sorry. But with everything going on lately...
We'll take a look at the M-Disc when we get a chance. In the meantime, we've got a factory to explore here at the second level. Hurry up. Walk faster. There we go. Holy crap. So here we have some DOMs. Good old DOMs from the beginning of the game. And of course, now's your time to take a picture of them.
Okay, I'll file it.
They're a pretty cool name, actually.
Just like the ones that attacked the lighthouse! Not too bad, sugar. Without you, I'd be smoked ham by now.
Alright, so there's no way to get through that door.
Find out what we're up against first.
And
Okay, be right back.
and instead, we pretty much have to go through these grates and go explore. So this will bring us to the X-ray verification room, which is great because it actually allows us to see what's in the contents of these boxes by using this X-ray over here. What you want to do is grab a picture of it while the body's up, and look at that. Proof of human trafficking. Shameful. Of course, we're not quite done, so we can't actually publish yet. We're still missing the picture of the DOMs without their helmets, I believe. Now, this area has lots of guards just down there waiting. As you can see, there's nothing special about them when you take a picture. But yeah, you basically cannot run in this area. You want to either sneak or just walk slowly. Hey. Oh, that was bad. Over here we can see the map. I think we already have a picture of it from before, but even if we didn't, whatever. This factory is actually not that complicated. So this little guy, if we crawl all the way up to him, we can in fact take a picture of the rare Rattus albus.
Okay, I've added it to my archives.
Not quite as giant and a tiny bit more white. Plus he totally reminds me of Pinky.
No good.
Yep, nothing to do over here, so we're heading back.
Paige? Paige! I'm coming!
Go away, you fraggle shit! Ow!
You may notice... So we are pretty much trapped behind this door. And you may notice that Paige left us a PA-1. This is in fact the PA-1 I gave him earlier.
Well done, Yade.
Do not give Paige more than one PA-1, otherwise it will not be recovered. Or you have to take them back yourselves. Otherwise you're going to lose them. Thankfully, since this box is so tiny and fits our womanly frame, we can actually push it around. And we can pop up to the peephole. Look at that. There's a switch back there. Eat gyro disc. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all we can do right now, so let's just take a look at the new M disc we got.
Jade, you inherited generosity and courage from your parents. You know, I think about them a lot. We were very close friends. 20 years ago, we were forced to separate because we were all having some major problems with the authorities. Your parents put you under my care to save your life. We came to Hillis. Back then, it was a peaceful planet. I had hoped to raise you there safely. But the conflict spread. Now, you must know something. If I was able to get here, it was thanks to the Beluga, the spaceship that I designed and built with your father. It still exists, but I haven't exactly finished getting it back in top shape. You'll find the checkup report on my desk. The Beluga is at our place. You have to enter a code into each one of the consoles to open the secret hiding place. I can't say any more on this M-Disc about it, but I hope this information will be useful to you if, one day, you have to use the Beluga. No matter what happens, good luck, Jade. Uncle Paige.
Well, that's a hell of a way to end an episode. See ya!